Who else in that room has a voice in these kids' estates? I can't even pretend it's not personal, but guess what? I'm still going in with my business face. My older said, George, you don't understand. They're not on the same side as you. Speak out a turn and they'll silence you. I said, hold up, wait, silence who? How the fuck can I go unheard when my job description is spoken word? How can I go unheard when my job description is spoken word? Even if I'm someone they got for showing off, a silencer can't stop a shot from going off. You better never forget. Thank you.
So, quite a journey you've had.
No, I got carried.
Somebody else is a comedian today, yeah. Alright, love it. So we're back in Shoreditch as well though, man. Like, I remember when you started, you did a whole bunch of gigs in Shoreditch. What does it feel like coming back here? Because you're practically in a different world now in comparison to where you were before.
It's like, it's all perspective. I think your whole life is just your perspective. So when I used to come here, I remember I used to always tell my friend Sandra's she's in the audience, yeah. What's good? And I used to be like, I'm in Shoreditch, innit? And we never used to go to these kind of places. So, like, we saw it as hipster town,
yeah.
Trendy, like, different things are going down that we're not involved in. And that's how I felt when I used to come to these things. I felt like I was learning and I was all of that. And now, because my perspective has shifted, I'm just looking for opportunities now. So when I'm here, I'm thinking, yeah, it's definitely a creative hub. So who can I connect with? What's next? As opposed to, I'm here, it's new. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I can sense that with like your maturity. I mean, in a sense, your confidence has grown as well. I remember the first time I met you, you were very nervous on stage. Nowadays, I see you, there's a certain confidence about you that can't be faked. Like, what brought that on? What brought that confidence on? Because now when I see you, it's like, I have something to say, listen to me. Whereas before, it was, I kind of sensed that you weren't quite sure how the crowd would take to you.
Yeah.
Am I right in saying that?
Enough. You're 100% right. And I think it reflects the trajectory of my life from a number of aspects. So basically, where I grew up, no one liked anyone. My friend George is in the audience. George can tell you that no one likes anyone around there. So I started there, knowing that it's not a place of, it's not inviting. Like, people aren't waiting for you to open up and share what pearls of wisdom you've got for the world. Everyone's kind of standoffish. So that was the backdrop to everything. Then I got to school. My school was a grammar school in High Barnet. A lot of people didn't understand me there. It was cool. I just learned to make myself understandable to people, but not necessarily be myself uncompromisingly everywhere.
Did you feel you had a few different personalities? Did you feel like when you were going to certain places, you couldn't be the George you wanted to be, and you had to be somebody else in order to fit in?
I felt like everyone's got different facets of their personality. So I would show, like, even to this day, I'm in a habit of switching up the way I talk to people according to how they talk.
Definitely, yeah.
Just to make it more, just to have less conversation, because that's what I'm saying. Like, going back to school times, there was a lot of stupid jokes. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and my friends would be spitting, and them Jewish kids in the back would be, you get me, imitating, man. And it's not like you can slap them in the face, which like you want to slap them in the face, but it's like, no, this is the world. No one else is like you.
Yeah.
There's like there's tens of thousands of people like you in the whole country, and that's it. So what I'm saying is, like, through certain things that I've been through, I now feel I'm in a place where it's proper not about me. I'm cool with myself. If you're not cool with me, that's fine, because I'm not even here for you to like me. I'm here so that we could discuss how to move forward. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I find that with you as well. Like, I mean, with a lot of musicians or with whoever, they don't really stand for something. Why is it so important for you that you actually have a message and you stand for something? Because you could easily just walk away like, yeah, man's got a deal. I don't have to stand for anything. You could just go pop and start making Euro music, like Euro pop or whatever. Why is it so important to you that you have to stand for something?
Because it's like, standing for something is the only thing that can outlast everything. Like, you can be popular. A story comes out about you tomorrow. That's all gone. You could be rich. your money can only take on the energy that you bring to the world. What is your money going to go into? Who's your money going to serve? But if you're about something, people can take on that cause. The world can be transformed by that cause. Someone else's world can be transformed by that cause. And there's no price for that. All that can be is fruit. That's something that you cultivate. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, and that's something that, because I'm so unfinished. I'm so immature in so many different ways. Yeah. So while I work on all of that stuff,
it's funny you say that, because I'll see you tweeting about like something like with a large social conscience on Twitter about a certain issue, and then the next day it's like, all my days I had a dream about Pusha T, and like, I mean, like, you've always got time for rap music and stuff. Like, I noticed that. So there's certain stuff that you notice. I see, like you said that like ASAP Rocky looks like Denzel Washington or something like that. Yeah, I saw that tweet and I was like, this guy you'll be tweeting about something really sociological. And then all of a sudden it's like, hey, yo, blood.
But it's like, yeah, we're all human beings.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to fit into any particular box. Like, all of the things that people seem to like about me are just as incidental as the things that you probably wouldn't like about me. They're all incidental. They're all just parts of my character. And I'm always conscious. I always say to my peoples, like, they like me now. My friend says, watch, like, right now you're George the Poet. The minute you step out of line, watch how quick you become George the Rapper. Like, everything's to say, rapper George the Poet, fucked up because he swore on stage when he wasn't supposed to swear on stage, you know what I mean? But it's like, that doesn't concern me. I'm cool with it.
Does part of you ever want to go back to rapping?
Sometimes I slip back into rapping.
Yeah.
Sometimes I didn't think I would. I didn't think I wanted to. But
because I see that latest collaboration with Devlin and Maverick Sabre and Chipmunk, and I hear you on that, and I was like, hold on, is he rapping or is he actually?
I wouldn't even say I'm rapping.
Yeah.
I remember I just come from a label meeting when I went to do that session, and the label were saying stuff that was kind of alluding to the fact that they were saying, yeah, you need to just rap when you need to rap, do poetry when you need to rap, do poetry. I go into the session now, and Maverick's like, yeah, just take this 8-bar. I'm like, cool. I've done a rap thing, a rap verse for it first time, and he was like, that's not really what I was looking for. I like when you do the poetry thing. Cool, dude. I wrote a different verse and I come up with that. So what you heard is the poetry version of what I came in with in studio that day, but it's like different people want different things at all times.
Yeah. Well, we'll go back to that in a minute, but I just wanted to, like, because you've worked with a lot of people in your short space of time, because you haven't been in this a lot. Like, people look at you and think you've been doing this, right? It's like, when you've actually got to the forefront of this, it hasn't been that long of a time. How would you rate your progression, in a sense? How far do you feel you've progressed as a person, number one, and two, as an artist?
One thing I like about my progress, which I was just having a conversation with George about, is like there's a lot of... Sorry.
That's his friend, by the way. That's not him having a conversation with himself.
I was just in the mirror and I said to myself...
Right now, fam, you're doing well.
I was just having a conversation with my friend George, and we were saying like the beauty of it is there's so much unexpected stuff. George, yeah, let me just plug my friend quickly. He's a sick DJ, G-Star, book G-Star. But what he was saying to me is that when he got to uni, he didn't think the social scene was his kind of thing. So his plan was to be standoffish. Not gonna talk to these people. Gonna do my work, get my degree, and cut. But and he didn't want to be there. But sorry that I'm bringing out your business. You get me? But what transpired was that he eventually really grew into this DJ thing, and now shut down. Like you know what time it is. Check his Instagram. You get me? You know what time it is with George. But I feel like that about my progress. Like there's certain things that I didn't anticipate. I didn't anticipate slipping back into rapping. Some of my friends can't stand it when I do that, but it just feels right. I didn't anticipate having come into this place now where I feel like did all of that, because I didn't know if I got signed, if I would start acting like these guys, like other people that get money, and then all of a sudden when I act up and can't think of anything more important to post than their trainers or their money and all that. And I'm not trying to indirect no one, but there's something that pissed me off as a kid, still pisses me off today. So I can say, raw, like, despite the progress, I still see how it's possible to retain yourself.
Yeah.
So like.
Is there part of you that despises a certain element about rappers?
I used to, when I was younger. Luckily, I studied sociology. Now, what sociology does, it makes you aware of structures. Now, when you're aware of structures, you can't switch it off. And because you can't switch it off, you don't really believe in coincidence. And what it does is it takes away choice, or it makes choice seem less significant, because we only make choices. Imagine this, your brain is only aware of the things it needs to be aware of in order to survive in the world that it thinks it needs to survive in. Yeah, so what is your choice? All your choice is a reaction to the options that are apparent to you. So when these rappers go up there and make their choices, all I can see is the structure. And they don't piss me off anymore. The things behind their actions piss me off.
And is it important to you? Because I know you, when I see you tweeting, you're always like killing with success, doing this sort of stuff. Like you show people there's a different way. What are you actually trying to be an example for these other kids? Growing up, because I know that people look towards rappers, but do you want to be that guy that people look up to? Like, no, I want to be that.
Yeah, nah. This is the thing. When I was younger, I was looking for that guy. I was looking for Nas. I was looking for Nas when I was younger. I wanted someone that was smart, but could just join it up with everything that I saw in front of me. Now, the elders that I had around me weren't always the greatest. They were a bit directionless. So they would only react to their situation and then try and manage the damage afterwards, as opposed to have a plan and see it through. So what I would want to be is that person that a kid can look to and say deliberately, I will speak my future into existence. I'm not going to wait and see what happens. I'm gonna have the audacity to believe that I deserve better than this. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Did you always feel like that you had a life beyond your ends? Because I know certain people feel like, coming from a background, like, I mean, I came from a council estate as well, but I mean, sometimes it is hard unless you have a strong family structure to even see beyond that. Was there ever a time where you looked at it and was like, fuck, I'm going to be here in my life?
Nah, I never felt like that. I never felt like that, because
even when you were rapping and you weren't getting anywhere with it?
Yeah, because I saw, like, I was rapping out of love for it, but it all comes down to confidence. My mom just she convinced me that I'm different in a good way. I didn't even know why that was relevant. I didn't know why it was important to believe that, but I bought into it from when I was a kid. Like, I'm left-handed. Everyone else will tell you being left-handed is weird. You get me? But she made me feel like, oh, you're left-handed, that's alright, you know? And then now I know, like I have a point of reference to myself. Like, so when it comes down to competition, I'm looking around at everyone that looks better off than me. But then I say, I can see in myself things that are unique to me that I've always liked about me. So I'm gonna draw on that, as opposed to alienate that and make it feel like. So when it comes to the ends, everyone else looks better equipped to survive. Everyone's got more cousins in the ends than me. Everyone's got more money in the ends than me. Everyone had a car in the ends before I did. So it looks like, but it all comes down to confidence, because faith is anticipating the future that you want for yourself. So I had faith that the future I want will materialize somehow. It's just a matter of time.
Okay, so along your journey, what have been the biggest obstacles? The biggest obstacles that you've had to look at, be it like, I don't know, whatever it must be, but through music, or were there any times where you were just like, you know what, this is all on?
I think I've been my biggest obstacle. Like I said, I'm unfinished. Through my earlier stages, there was too much doubt. There was too much second guessing myself. Too much trying to be smart. Trying to calculate outcomes and then work towards or work backwards from what I thought was going to happen. And what that tends to do is stifle my process, yeah. Like, whatever I would imagine could happen, I would factor plan A to Z, just in case. And then I would give a little energy to all of them plans and not smack any of them. And that's fear. And it takes a long time to get to the point to ask yourself, what are you even scared of? Like, the worst that could happen is that you miss what you was intended for. How do you know you haven't done that already?